I tell you, generative AI, it's everywhere, isn't it? No matter where you look, no matter where you go, no matter what corner of the internet you're on, it's there. It's there and it's here to stay whether anybody likes it or not. And it seems that most people don't like it, and for good reason, especially generative AI. Now, I will say that AI, including generative AI, it does have its uses. I mean, there are definitely situations and scenarios where yeah, sure, it can help. Unfortunately, we're just not seeing that. It's being put in the wrong hands, used by the wrong people, and for the wrong reasons. And this week alone, or I guess last week technically, I don't know, I'm not really sure. There were two instances that just really irritated the crap out of me, and I just have to get it off my chest. You know, I wasn't too terribly sure that I'd even be talking about this particular subject on my channel, but I'm really mad and I'm not getting any calmer, so here it is. Okay, so a while back, Sportsnet did an interview with Nick Suzuki. Now, for those of you unaware, he is a star player and the team captain of the Montreal Canadiens. This interview took place just after he and his wife had a baby, and it just happened to fall on a Mother's Day. So the timing was actually pretty perfect, and you know, it was a nice interview. But good luck finding it now, because apparently it was wiped from their website and all their social media outlets, because apparently they use an AI generated image of Nick, his wife, and their newborn kid. And fans took notice, complained, and pressured Sportsnet into deleting it, and rightfully so. As if that was enough, the family never actually released any pictures of their baby to the public. So, like, unless you're in that family, or just like a really close friend or whatever, it is literally impossible to obtain a picture of them. And for good reason. Because really, who the hell wants pictures of their newborn plastered all over the internet anyway? I mean, okay, some people do that, but the Suzukis aren't among them. And furthermore, Nick Suzuki's wife never shared any pictures of herself during her pregnancy at any point of it. Yet here's Sportsnet showing us an AI-generated picture of her while pregnant, a picture that literally does not exist and never did exist. I have like infinity problems with this, but I'll try to keep it brief. First off, I get that Sportsnet wants a good picture to accompany the article, but could they really have just not used a picture that's already in existence? I mean, there are a lot of pictures of Nick Suzuki out there, not just from his time in Montreal, but his junior career. I mean, there's a lot of pictures of Nick Suzuki out there. I'm sure there's at least a few of them with his wife that he probably would not have been offended at being used. And second, even if they didn't have permission to use the photos they wanted, why is it really necessary anyway? I mean, we the viewers don't really need a visual aid to know that a person and his wife are parents. We know how parenthood works. Like, look, I get that it's easier to just use an AI generated image than to find a very specific image, but this was just entirely unnecessary. Not to mention disrespectful, unethical, and just really fucking weird. I mean, it's almost creepy in a way. Like, they couldn't have made it any clearer that they don't want to share pictures of their newborn kid yet. Now, it was never stated, at least not that I'm aware of, whether Sportsnet generated it themselves or just found one kind of making the rounds, or if they had somebody else do it, if they requested somebody else do it. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's not difficult to ask the man himself or his wife if they want to use pictures of them for this interview. If the answer is no, then case closed, move the hell on. Don't make your own, especially not with generative AI slop. Now, the second one comes a few days later. So, Tony Schiavone, longtime play-by-play announcer for WCW, current play-by-play announcer for AEW, and he's also done a lot of work with the Atlanta Braves and their minor league system. So he was doing an episode of his podcast slash YouTube channel, What Happened When, which is a good channel, by the way. We were a few days removed from the unfortunate passing of Ted Turner, and Tony was telling a story about an encounter he had with Turner a couple of years after WCW's closure. So he's telling the story, setting the scene. Tony was working for the Atlanta Braves, doing broadcasting work with them, like he did. And accompanying the story are several pictures of Tony working at the Atlanta Braves stadium, which I think was pretty cool, you know, seeing a 20 years younger Tony Schiavone, the voice of Monday Nitro, you know, lending his talents to Major League Baseball. But something was off. As he got deeper into his story, the pictures get more oddly specific. The first indication that something had gone horribly wrong was with the picture of Tony walking into the bathroom at the Braves stadium. Like, Who the hell just has somebody taking a picture of them walking into the bathroom at a Major League Baseball stadium? That's freaking weird. And then the worst happened. He gets to the part of the story where he actually ran into Ted Turner in the bathroom, followed by, once again, an AI generated image of Tony Schiavone and Ted Turner at the urinals. I mean, a funny situation, no doubt, but why was this visual necessary? And why was it necessary to use generative AI to give it to us? What followed were several more pictures of Ted going off on the fact that WCW was dead, sharing his feelings with Tony, which didn't really need an AI generated storyboard, just Tony's words and his voice. Seriously, he's telling a story. I mean, if you look at a channel like Inside the Ropes, these guys are just talking. They're telling a story, and aside from maybe a few establishing shots, 99% of the time, all you see is the person's face. All you see is the person sitting there and just giving the interview. Because that's all you need. I mean, okay, sure, an accompanying picture or two is nice. I'm not saying, don't use those, but it's just not necessary. What's even less necessary is using generative AI images. If you don't have specifically the very same scenario what you're looking for, just listen to the man tell his story, for God's sake, man. I mean, Tony Schiavone is a great speaker. He's a damn good storyteller, and he's one of the smartest guys in the wrestling business, but somehow somebody decided that AI slop was the way to go. Disrespecting one of the most iconic figures in wrestling and one of the most iconic figures in media in general as we know it. Well, the video in question used, at previous points in the video, they used actual pictures of Ted Turner, but there was literally nothing stopping them from continuing to use actual pictures as Tony Schiavone was telling his story. They could have showed us the real Ted Turner, not AI slop. And honestly, I don't know what's more disrespectful. That or the fact that some wannabe AI bro was actually defending it in the comments. Listen to this crap. It's either this, waiting on an artist, or nothing at all. AI stigma is warranted when it takes jobs, but when it's used where an artist wasn't going to be hired anyway, it can help. Okay, AI bro guy, douche. First question is, who is this helping? Who does it help? And who says they needed to use an artist anyway? This isn't about art. It's about the fact that there are literally hundreds, possibly thousands of photos of Ted Turner in circulation that he's taken over the years. They could have easily picked a few of those instead of just resorting to AI slop. This unemployed goober is just regurgitating the same tired arguments for AI as every other frickin' virgin who does the same thing on Twitter, talking about waiting for an artist. There's no art involved. Nobody is asking for artwork of Ted Turner and Tony Schiavone. The only one saying anything about that was this stupid YouTube user. I mean, look, it's one thing if they're worried about copyright, but if that is a concern, credit the source. I mean, what culture does it all the time? Cultaholic does it all the time. I mean, surely Conrad Thompson could do it, and much like with the Sportsnet fiasco, we don't know whose idea it was or who generated it. We don't know if it was Tony, if it was Conrad, or if it was somebody in production. We don't know. But what we do know is that it doesn't matter. This is just disrespectful. This is disgraceful. It's a mockery to the deceased. I mean, Ted Turner deserves way better than this. And Nick Suzuki's family deserves better. Look, if you enjoy AI content or AI pictures, AI slop, fine, whatever, like what you like. But disrespecting a family's wishes and disrespecting a man who means so much to wrestling, I mean, if you like that, you're hopeless. I don't really have a nicer way of putting it or a plainer way of saying it. I mean, AI slop is slop. AI art is not art. AI music is not music. And if you don't agree with that, go fuck yourself. Now, fortunately, even with all the garbage AI that's being pushed on us in every commercial, every ad, everywhere, every media company is making their own stupid version of AI. You got Gemini already, you got ChatGPT, you got Copilot, you have, I don't know, well, whatever the hell else that maybe only like 10 people actually use. Fortunately, people are starting to smarten up to it. Data centers are receiving quite a bit of pushback in, well, hopefully all the places that they're being proposed in, including a community that's actually not too far from where I am. With a little bit of luck, a little bit of hope, a little bit of hard work, we can get that data center and stop it before it truly begins and get a win for the community, a win for the environment, just a win for common freaking sense. And if that offends you, well, I mean, I guess you probably won't be seeing any of my videos anymore. But hey, if you're not a total moron, then I guess the next time I have something to rave about, I'll see you then.